Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Happy Catty Crypto here. So I have no doubt that you may have seen the tweet already. If you haven't, the likelihood is you're going to hear about it soon. And what I'm trying to do here is present this in the correct manner as to not cause a mass freakout. So the best thing to look at when you look at a coin like Luna Classic is how many different aspects and teams and people are involved in this. There's quite a lot, and it is decentralized, and validators play a key role in the sense that having high quality validators enables smaller divisions of people to correct things, to fix things that is going to benefit their future because they're validating the blockchain. So Zaradar has put out a tweet, and I'm just going to read it word for word. So I've renounced my position in Terra Rebels due to an inability to align with the most recent governance discussions on funding. As a result, I have been removed from the GIT hub and can no longer service PRs. Please talk with Raider 7019, who will be managing it moving forward. And this raises so many questions, and there are so many things that TR have more or less swept under the rug. So many of you may remember I was part of Terra Rebels at one point, and I chose to leave because of the sheer fact of marketing was more focused on creating merchandise campaigns, lotteries, and things that really weren't part of what a marketing team should be doing. So I decided to leave, and I was being asked all crazy things, being ordered to do things that I definitely wasn't going to do. And, you know, that person who I said was pretty much doing all of those things, and Terra Rebels, no, you've got it all wrong, Jay, you've got it all wrong. It turns out, you know, further on down the line, that person would then go on to make more people leave TR, and then in turn being removed from Terra Rebels himself. And this person runs Terra CVita, and there's a huge thing, and so many of these different projects like to sweep their little undergoings under the rug. So there was a casino kind of scandal going on where a project had been working on a casino, and Terra Vita had dictated to themselves that it was a scam and it would be better for them to take that project, produce it themselves, instead of allowing that person to rug. Without any substantial evidence to back any of these claims, it's just more stuff that gets swept under the rug. So many people sit there and say, oh, you know, is Zaradar going to be joining Terra Vita? But I just don't feel like either or is a good choice because of what I know from where I've been involved and from those sort of things, because each one at some point has done something where it's just like, really? But it all gets swept under the rug, because how it works in this environment is if you mute out the correct people, the more open speaking people and things like that, then you have a better chance of controlling news, controlling how it goes down, and the relaying of information, just going, you know, no, they're just annoyed because they're not part of this anymore. And it's like, hang on a minute, part of what? But ultimately, what I like to take note of is I'm leaving Terra Rebels. So he's renounced his position in Terra Rebels. Does this mean that he's stepping away from Luna Classic? Well, maybe not. So a lot of people, and I spoke about this in this morning's video, the fact that Edward Kim left Terra Rebels a while ago. Now with Tobias leaving, which is Zaradar, it raises even more questions as to how many developers are actually working, what are the qualifications of these developers, can we trust them, and, you know, who's actually running the show inside TR now is a huge question. But this in itself shouldn't be seen as, oh, it's all collapsing, it's over, because there's always more people to step up and take the bar. And this is always why I knew Rebel Station and approving Rebel Station was a bad move, because to me this signals that funding is being put towards things that Zaradar doesn't agree with. So for that simple fact, he's not going to continue to be involved with it. As to, you know, why he's doing that, it could be many different things, but ultimately TR are not the only solution to what LUNC is. And going back to the interchain wallet and being integrated into the interchain system is even more imperative now. And for all the people that don't quite understand what that means, it saves so much hassle in the future. We do loads of work now to prep for it, and then we prosper in the future, because therefore all of the updates for the interchain wallet system would therefore come from TFL. We would just therefore need to merge any of their requests, push, pull, vice versa. do not freak out because Tobias has left. Tobias is very clear when he says something, and I would have thought he would have said, you know, I'm leaving the Lunar Classic space, I'm leaving Terra Rebels, and I'm not going to be coming back. But this just doesn't signal to that. So in itself, it could be that Raider is now managing all of Terra Rebels and things like that. But there's so many different kind of questions, and the fact that each and every update we will have to pay for no matter what happens, because that's what the community has agreed for, and that was what was proposed and voted for and put forward and put through and things like that. So ultimately this is not the end of Lunar Classic. If it's just one of those things, people are figuring out where they belong and stuff like that. So even when we step back from Terra Rebels, we just went off and we've built so many different things. We've not focused on building lotteries or moonshot lotteries or poker games. We focused on solving issues like the burn portal, an auto compounding module, solving the ultimate, you know, question of how are you going to give an NFT a use utility case. Well, we're doing it through staking rewards, and then we have a huge use case coming for every single person who holds a penguin inside Exodus. And that's going to be insane. Penguin Island is just going to be absolutely out of this world for those people that hold those NFTs. That is a game changer. It creates more utility use case for an NFT. And it's all about creating solutions to problems. And I just didn't ever think to myself, you know, oh, well, marketing should be focusing on things like this, and instead of actually focusing on all the different projects that really do need help at the moment. So this in itself, it raises so many questions. I'm going to try and get a video in with Zaradar to see what he's going to be doing with his future and possibly where he's going to be heading and stuff like that. But I think it's high time people start to do their own research and don't just rely on one specific person's word or things like that, because there are so many things that are being swept under the rug and kept from the community because people are, oh, you know, oh, it's just bad, and oh, we can't let that get out and stuff like that. But you see so many different things now, so many different kinds of information packs, doxing packs going around of different people doxing other people and stuff like that across the board. And you know, here at the HCC Factory, we've always just wanted to keep building, keep moving forward, jumping the hurdles or going around them, whatever you need to do to get over or under them, so to speak. And, you know, so like a lot of people, we just funded $150,000 for something that we already actually have right now and was offered to us on a plate. And it just feels like we really didn't need it. And at the end of it, what do we get? Oh, well, we're in the same position we already are with everything now, except from it'll all be rebranded as Rebel Station. What does this do for price? Well, nothing. What does it do for motive inside the community? Well, not much, because ultimately people want to see price movement from building, and $150,000 is a lot of money to fork out for a system. I get it, endpoints, centers and everything like that, but ultimately it comes down to the community really starting to understand that we need to not fund developers, we need to fund the community pool, and then have a very specific outline of any payments, especially of $150,000, to be outlined from the top to the bottom of where the money's going, what it's being spent on and stuff like that across the board. Because all of a sudden Terra Rebels get $150,000 and Tobias is like, I'm leaving. So it raises lots of different little questions, concerns and stuff like that. But hopefully this doesn't make the community freak out and everyone starts selling their coins and stuff like that across the board. There's still so many different people building. We're building every day. Every single validator is hopefully building. Some of them aren't and just there to collect rewards. You know who those are, and you can make your own decisions and do your own research on that. But I really do hope you understand that validators are such a huge part of the system, and more or less they are shunned a lot of the time. They're ignored. People like ourselves, we've always been shunned, and it's just one of those things we've got used to at this point. But then seeing stuff like this, it really does back up things that we've said in the past and things that have happened when people have thought that we were the problem and really we wasn't. We was actually just trying to solve everything. And yeah, it raises so many questions and concerns. Let me know what you think about all this in the comment section, folks. Stay safe, have a nice day, beware of scammers, doppelgangers, anybody pretending to be me. None of this is financial advice, and I'll catch you in the next one.